Okay. In the last lecture, we had seen that what is aliasing. Okay. Aliasing is nothing but it is a jagged effect which is coming over to the screen whenever the low resolution screen we are using. So what are the methods to avoid those aliasings? Okay. What are the methods those we have to consider to reduce the effect of aliasing? So those methods are called as anti-aliasing. It is a technique used in computer graphics to remove the aliasing effect. Okay, it is basically the technique in computer graphics to remove the aliasing effect. So whatever the effect which we have seen previously, if you want to remove that, we have to use the anti-aliasing technique. The aliasing effect is the appearance of effect is the appearance of jagged edges or jaggies in a rasterized image. Okay, aliasing effect is basically it is nothing but the appearance of the jagged edges. Okay, so it means that the jagged image we had a seen, ye wala, this kinds of the image we have already seen. So this is nothing but the jagged image which is coming. Okay, so basically the jagged edges or jaggies in a rasterized image. The problem of jagged edges technically occurs due to distortions of the images when scan conversion is done with sampling at low frequency. Okay, so basically why this is coming, this is just because of the distortions of the images when we are scanning the conversion. Okay, when we are scanning the images and we are putting the samples at low frequencies, which is also known as the undersampling. Okay, it is also called as the undersampling. It means that sufficient number of pixels we are not considering. If we are not using the sufficient number of pixels, it means that the low resolution display if we are using, that at that time anti-aliasing is happening. Okay, aliasing occurs when the real world objects which comprises of smooth continuous curves are rasterized using the pixels. Okay, so basically this is nothing but the case that undersampling is the cause. Okay, undersampling is results in loss of informations of the pictures. So if you are considering this, it is nothing but some kinds of the information or some details of the pictures we could not able to consider this. To avoid the loss, we have to use some methods of the anti-aliasing. So what are those methods? We will be seeing first pre-filtering. In this case, the pre-filtering, the pre-filtered. I will explain all these things. In pre-filtering, what we are doing, whenever we are considering the image, before displaying, we are considering the boundaries of that particular image. For example, if you are drawing a particular curve, okay, if you are drawing a particular curve like this, then at that time, whatever is the boundary of that particular pixels, that boundary we are keeping of the same size of the pixel. So what is happening if you are keeping the same size? If you are keeping the same size, then at that time, if you are keeping the same size or sorry, same color of the boundary with the color of the pixels, then at that time automatically if there is a gap between the pixels, then those will be looking like a field, and we can able to see the smooth curve or the smooth line. Okay, here in this case also if we are considering, okay, this is nothing but the boundary line which we are, this is nothing but the zoomed image actually. Okay, so this image is like this, and whenever we are using the same color of the boundary, automatically this line will be looking like a clear image. Okay, so this is original rendered if you are considering. So this image will be considered like this just because ye jo boundary है, so this boundary is also having same pixel size. Okay, so this will be combined together and the same color, so or the some kinds of the equivalence of the color, so this will be looking like this. Okay, so whenever, so the image will be looking like that, it is nothing but like a straight image. Here in this case it is directly shown. Okay, so this is the first method. Then the next one is super sampling. Super sampling is nothing but, or the post filtering we can say that this method. Okay, in case of super sampling, what we are doing, we are basically the continuous image which is having a particular, let us say that we are dividing the intensities into the equal parts. Okay, so what is happening? If we are considering a pixels, the pixel is having the higher intensities at the center of the pixels. Okay, so that intensity is scattered among all the 9 equivalent parts. Okay, so just like here in this case, यहाँ पे अगर आप देखते हो, so this, if this is nothing but no anti-aliasing, if you are considering, so this is nothing but the case. Okay, so basically if this is the pixels, so this pixels is surrounded by octets. Okay, so those, so whatever is the intensities at the center, so that is scattered among all these. Okay, so that is scattered among all these. So what is happening? So instead of considering this only or focusing onto the center, so what is the what was the case that previously, so if we are not using the anti-aliasing, this will be looking like यहाँ पे 3 पिक्सल, मतलब तीनों जगह पे just आपको intensity दिख रहा है, but we could not able to see the more intensity. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to divide these parts. This intensity is scattered among 4 or 8 parts. So what is happening? So this will be looking like this, so that it will be looking like that the image is like field 1. Okay, just like, so this is like the same. If this is the original image, this A is converted to, this is looking like this. So just because of that, we could able to see that our line is moving in a continuous way. Okay, so the same color will be repeated and same color will be used for that particular zone. Okay, so it means that one image, so this one particular is divided into 4 parts. ये 2 by 2 है, अगर 3 by 3 रहता तो फिर ये बड़ा हो जाता. Okay, so those things will be scattered and it will be showing like this. Okay, so यहाँ पे just like let us consider that this is 1 pixel, this is 2nd pixel, this is 3rd pixel. So here the 5 pixels with the same case we are. It means that यहाँ पे देखो आप, the intensity of this is high, so we are reducing the intensities and it is scattered. Okay, तो वो हर जगह पे इसका जो भी इंटेंसिटी उसको थोड़ा सा कम कर देंगे और सब जगह पे उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देंगे, so that okay, sir, resume. Okay, so this is nothing but the effect of super sampling. Super sampling, it means that scattered the image among the all. So this is nothing but the basic technique of super sampling. So what is the advantage? So what is the advancement in this? So what is the advancement in this, or how we can increase, so that how we can reduce the effect of aliasing in this by another technique, that is nothing but the post sampling. इसको super sampling or post filtering बोल सकते हैं. In case of post filtering, what we are using, instead of scattering total intensities, we are keeping the intensities at the center at the highest point. It means that यहाँ पे अगर आप देखते हो, so this particular is having the higher intensities than this. Okay, this is having the higher intensities than this. Okay, so it means that the 50% of the intensities at the center of the pixels and all the remaining intensities are scattered. Okay, so that is nothing but the technique which is used in super sampling. Okay, so after that, so this is the technique to reduce the aliasing effect. Okay, so पहले तो क्या have done, what we have done, firstly, in this case, what we have done, firstly, we have reduced. Just wait a minute.